And of course, we were just looking at all the footage from Beryl, and we can now say good riddance as we tracked a hurricane becoming a tropical rainstorm that was still impacting the Northeast just yesterday.
So many different ways that it impacted the country.
All right, thanks so much for joining us here on AccuWeather Early. I'm Ariella Scalese.
And I'm Melissa Constanzer. Friday, we've made it to Friday, and it is July 12th. We hope you're having a good week so far. Of course, Beryl creating its own challenges, but now that it's gone, we're going to be mixing things up a little bit in the weather department.
Yeah, we certainly will. Let's take a quicker look at the forecast here across the country, where we've had already a lot of flash flooding early this morning around Joplin. We've seen that into parts of North Carolina and Florida and Virginia, areas that we'll be watching for more storminess today.
Yeah, a lot of storms here still firing up. To the west, we've had our share of some of those spotty thunderstorms that have created challenges, but it's all about the heat here.
Yeah, so let's go right to the temperatures again this afternoon. We are along into New Jersey or into southern New England if you're trying to have a beach day today, especially into Virginia and in North Carolina. Not a whole lot of luck here with just rounds of some heavy rain. So far, we've seen flood watches posted anywhere from upstate North Carolina all the way into southern New England, still dealing with ongoing flood warnings into Vermont, New Hampshire, and into parts of upstate New York. So a wet start to the day for a lot of us. And when you look at future rainfall, the areas that have already seen some heavy rain or entertaining forecasts, this is something you can get on the AccuWeather website for your exact location. I use New York City, Philly, Boston, D.C., and Cleveland to give you an idea overall throughout the Northeast. We're today pretty good for outdoor plans into New York City, but if you had any outdoor plans on Saturday, the weather's going to be impactful to you, but some improvements as we head into Sunday. Boston, great for today for outdoor plans, decent as we head into Saturday, and still pretty good as we head into the 70s. But we're going to have plenty of tropical moisture moving on in as we've been watching this spin here off the Outer Banks. That's going to continue to push farther north, squeezing in more moisture as we head into our day on Friday and through the weekend. We have just been setting new records, Melissa.
That we have throughout the West. It's all about the heat. There have been, though, a few showers.
Summer that people may be getting out and about, or maybe you still have to head to work this morning. So we look at the color of your commute, and we do have red in areas like Joplin, Missouri, who was dealing with ongoing flash flooding this morning. So good morning and welcome back on a Friday morning. We appreciate you joining us.
Of course, we are still covering a lot of the moisture that has recently fallen across Beryl's path, which has been impactful for Texas. It's also been leading to storms in the Northeast. But now that everything's departed, it's some good news for us.
Yeah, more than 100.
Is though the power is coming back on for so many folks. If you look across southern coastal Texas, I should say, this is Houston area. We still have some of those river levels that are in the actionable to minor flood stage, but we haven't seen too much trauma from the intense rainfall that did come with Beryl. So that's some good news for most locations across Texas. However, like I said, power outages are still a bit of a challenge. Texas, more than 1 million customers without power, pretty much confined here around the Houston area and towards the coast near where the storm made landfall. Matagorda is where it made landfall, but you can see some of the counties surrounding it. That's where we have the greatest impact and the greatest percentage qualify for heat advisories. But because of the weather this week being close to that threshold for heat advisories, and so many people without power in the area, they have issued, the National Weather Service in Houston, the heat advisories for the region. So that's partly why we're dealing with that threat. But ultimately, it's our warm, steamy weather pattern that we so often find in coastal Texas that leads to some of those showers and thunderstorms for the day. We'll find them around Houston as well as Corpus Christi, a few extra clouds in San Antonio. I don't think they drift as far north as Dallas, but even Dallas will have some of the steam factor, if you will, a little bit of that humidity. Getting a flare of it keeps AccuWeather real field temperatures into the upper 90s and even triple digits for many spots. So Saturday, not much change in the action. Could there be some subtle northward movement of the moisture a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be very far reaching. And again, Dallas still managing to stay dry. So it's Houston, San Antonio, Corpus Christi that deal with the moisture from this, as well as maybe places like Austin could see a stray chance for a shower or thunderstorm. As you watch this trend, upcoming days, again, we keep a lot of the thunderstorms real hit or miss. Not everyone will get the rain all the time, but when we do, they're kind of slow moving. They don't have really a lot of purpose, and they do create a heavy soaking in the region. Even venturing into the start of your weekend, still